Yes, sir. Let's go. Yes, sir. The Houston Texans versus the Jacksonville Jags in a Week 12 battle. In this episode, we'll preview the game, talk a little bit about the injury report and the betting lines, and this and more on Sports Social Live. Let's get it. This is an AFC battle, let alone an AFC South battle, that is going to be a game to remember because the Texans have the tiebreaker over the Jacksonville Jags. This game will be in candy red helmets and battle red for the Houston Texans, and you have to love it as a home game on an upswing for the team. Hopefully, the cardiac Texans won't have any more cardiac, and CJ Stroud probably got out that rookieisms with the 3 picks last week. We have a good defense, we're solid, and the Jacksonville Jags are solid as well. So I'm interested in seeing how the team is able to play this week as we play the Jacksonville Jaguars. Jag fans, I want to see how you feel about this game. Are you feeling good? Are you feeling great? Texans fans, I want to see how you are going to pack the stadiums. Unfortunately, I can't go to the game because I live overseas. But CJ Stroud, the rest of the team, D'Amico Ryans, they want to see you pack the stadiums there. And I want to see the AFC South show out and pack the stadium in Houston, Texas. I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited. Let's just talk about this AFC South showdown. Will the Texans take the lead of the AFC South? I've been to plenty of these Jacksonville Jags versus Houston Texans, both home and away games, when both teams just completely sucked. When one team was good and the other team wasn't. I was down there in Jacksonville when I stayed in Charleston at one point. I used to go to Jacksonville. I used to come home and watch. I pretty much hit all the games, both games each year. Saw some great Jacksonville fans, made some memories with the traveling Texans at one point in Jacksonville. It was a great game. I think we built a great rapport in the AFC South. And Jacksonville Stadium's pretty cool to me. So I like the fans. I like everything about Jacksonville, but we're going to beat them this week. The question I have is, will the Texans take the lead of the AFC South? We beat Jacksonville earlier in the year, and it was kind of, for me, like one of those games that we snuck up on them. We put some points on the board and showed that CJ had kind of his homecoming, his opening of the year. Can we repeat that victory as a Texans fan? I think that we can. I think that we're on the upswing. We have our defense, our linebackers rolling. People are getting healthy. But we're going to play Trevor Lawrence, Etienne, and a host of just athletes and dogs on the Jacksonville Jaguars squad. Their line is actually decent and solid on the front seven on both sides. I think we kind of compete with them and have the DBs in an upswing for for our Houston Texans that can kind of neutralize Trevor Lawrence a little bit. But we're going to need that front seven and the edge rush from Will Anderson Jr. and all the other front sevens to kind of step up and put some more pressure on Trevor Lawrence. He's able to extend plays to the point that it makes it dangerous for us on the back end. On our Houston Texans side, CJ Stroud, got love for the guy's doing. He's doing well. He's able to extend the plays, stays in the pocket. Will we be able to get off? Will Bobby Slowick go with a more of a run game, or will he go with a pass game for early here? We're getting these 100-yard swings. We're getting a lot of 100-yard games, and I don't mind what's going on with the game planning, but I wonder if Bobby Slowick's going to lean on that run even more with Pierce kind of lining back up, I believe, and we have Singletary going off, and we're getting those 100-yard games against some weaker defenses, but I see that we can run the ball and the confidence building in our team. So, AFC South showdown, AFC showdown. How do we see it? The Jags are number 3 in the AFC with a division lead, and the Texans are at number 6, right behind the Cleveland Browns. The Cleveland Browns schedule actually isn't favorable, so I feel like we can jump the Cleveland Browns if we aren't successful this week, and I don't want to speak that into existence, but I think it is time for the Houston Texans to start having these solid, decisive victories and roll into the playoffs, hopefully. I want to see the playoffs. But we are looking good, feeling good. And let's get into a portion that has been kind of a staple of the Houston Texans. We are getting healthier. We are getting healthier, but we still have some issues. Will Anderson Jr. did not practice as our lead defensive end. I mean, it's kind of hard to see. He's the marquee guy, banged up with that knee problem. So that's something to look out for as we go forward. Then you also have Noah Brown, did not practice. And then you have a host of other people. Case Keenum, my boy, got to throw up the age, but hopefully he's able to get back out there. He has hamstring injuries. And then I think Laramie Tunsil getting that with those veteran days. Jimmy Ward didn't practice. That hamstring still hurting him. And then we have what I like to see on here, and I've been asking this question every week as well as a host of other people have been asking the question: are we getting Juice Scruggs back? It's good to see that we have him out there on this injury report. I thought he would be back earlier. I thought he would be back around the Atlanta Falcons week. Maybe he could pop back out, but I'm glad that he took his time to come back. Hopefully he's able to add to the cohesiveness of the offensive line, give some more grit to the team. I am proud of what we were able to do with Dieter out there, and the line actually improved at each week for the past 3 weeks. So shout out to the offensive line, and I hope that we are able to get Tua back in the lineup to help Blake Cashman out. Cashman balled out. You can't beat Blake Cashman and what he's been doing. 19 tackles is phenomenal. If you've ever played football at a high level, it's tough to get 10 tackles, let alone 19. And the dude was on his bike, covering and getting down, making plays not overrunning them. He's making solid tackles. So that's what you like to see in that swarm mentality defense. And I'm glad to see that Tua is going to add to that defensive front seven. Then for the Jacksonville Jaguars, you have a few people out. Zay Jones a little bit banged up. Zay Jones is a baller. I had him on fantasy, pretty good receiver. So I'm excited to see that. And they have a couple other people, but the list is not as extensive as the Houston Texans. And, we've been battling. This is not the worst type of injury report we had. We had 23 players at one time on the injury report, which is crazy to me. So shout out to the Texans for getting healthier towards the end of the year. It looks like we were banged up, but we weren't too banged up to be kind of left in the dirt. How do you guys feel about the injury report going into this week? Leave a comment below. Tell me more about that. Rolling into the betting lines. I'm a bettor. I know a lot of people are bettors, but this one kind of Vegas was rolling with the Jags. Earlier in the week, they had pick'ems, but this week it looks like Vegas is rolling with the Jags, with Jags at minus 1.5. Over and under, it looking like 48.5, which is kind of a hard pick right there for me at 48.5. The Texans were able to put up a lot of points earlier in the year, so it's kind of, I want to see how this game will go out. They think it's going to be more of a shootout. I can see that. The money line has the Jags at minus 125 and the Texans at plus 105. I'm rolling with the Texans on this one, but I'll get my late week picks, post-Turkey Day picks, post-Itis picks in my videos to come. I like what's going on here. You can do some parlay mixing here, some safe parlays with this game. The over and under looking a little kind of good for me, but I'll tell my picks later on, and my final game picks in a couple of days. I'm just excited for this game, excited for the AFC South, excited for the AFC race. This year of football has been great. I can't complain about it. It's been great. So I want to close out by saying happy Turkey Day to all the people who celebrate Thanksgiving. I celebrate Thanksgiving. Just got done having an itis here in Japan. Happy Turkey Day to you all. Have a merry, merry holiday season. Enjoy your Black Friday. Enjoy some football. And thank you for watching this episode of Sports Social Live. I'm Lance Hayes, Sports Social Live. Subscribe, like, share. Happy Turkey Day.